Yes, welcome back in the last segment of this session. So we observed that in the blood we have glucose, amino acids and hormones. Now let us move to enzymes. Where do enzymes come from, or how do enzymes get into the plasma? Now again, enzymes are released or secreted by the cells. As you have learned in Form 1, that enzymes are organic catalysts. They normally catalyze certain biochemical reactions, metabolic reactions within the body. They speed up or slow down the rates of different metabolic reactions in the body. So these enzymes, some of them, after being secreted by the cells that forms them, then they have to be transported to certain organs where they accelerate such changes. Again, vitamins, we have seen under nutrition that vitamins are part of the nutrients that we take in the body, and the nutrients are normally transported by the blood, that is in the plasma, to the various parts of the body where they are required. We have lipids. Now, a very small amount of lipids are transported by the blood, because remember, the lipids are not absorbed directly into the blood, but they move into the lymphatic system. That is, the fatty acids and glycerols are normally drained into the lymphatic system. Again, we have the waste products. The blood, as it moves through the body tissues, the waste products moves into the blood by either diffusion or active transport. So waste products like urea and carbon dioxide. Remember, carbon dioxide gets into the blood in the tissues, body tissues, as a waste product from the cells. And where does, or how is carbon dioxide formed in the tissues? Through the process of respiration. We have learned about the various functions of the cell organelles. One of the cell organelles that we looked at in Form 1 is the mitochondria. And mitochondria is the site of respiration. If mitochondria is the site of respiration, what are the products? One of the products of respiration process that occurs in the mitochondria is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is a waste product that must be removed from the body. It is transported from the tissues to the lungs through the blood. And finally, the plasma also contains what we call plasma proteins, like the antibodies, albumin, and then fibrinogen. So antibodies and fibrinogen are proteins that are found in the blood. Later we look at their functions at the right time. Then we have a very important term that we call serum. Serum is a plasma from which fibrinogen and cells have been removed. So a case where you have plasma, where the cells have been extracted, and at the same time a protein called fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is the protein that is responsible for clotting. It is the one that creates, that forms the clots on injured blood vessels. So fibrinogen and the red blood cells, the white blood cells, when they are removed from the plasma, what remains is called serum. Finally, why is this plasma important? Why must you have plasma as part of the circulatory system, as part of the blood? Now, plasma contains suspended cells, and we know that some of these cells are involved in transportation. So the major function of the plasma, the first one is transport. So transport of blood cells. Without the plasma, the blood cells cannot move from one part of the body to the other, because it is the plasma that acts as the medium in which the cells move. So as the plasma is moving, being pumped by the blood, being pumped by the heart, then it also carries along with it the suspended cells. So we say that the first function is transport of blood cells, which contain, like red blood cells, which contain oxygen, hemoglobin, to the tissues, hence facilitate oxygen transportation. So we are saying that under the transportation role, the transport role of the plasma, we say it transports red blood cells. And these red blood cells contain what is called oxyhemoglobin. That is hemoglobin combined with oxygen. So as the plasma transports the red blood cells, it also transports what? Oxygen to the body tissues where they are required. The second role of this plasma is that it forms a medium in which dissolved nutrients are transported to the liver and other body parts. It forms a medium. Now, a medium of dissolved nutrients. I have said that from the gut, which is the digestive system, the alimental canal. From the gut, we have the dissolved nutrients. These nutrients, we have said they are absorbed into the blood, where they dissolve in the plasma. And through the plasma, in solution form, they are carried to the liver. Why? Because the liver, after the food has been absorbed, all those nutrients have been absorbed into the blood. Some of the food substances absorbed contain drugs. Those drugs must be, or poisonous substances, they must be destroyed by the liver first, before the liver can release the food into the general circulation. The liver will also determine the amount of sugar to be allowed to circulate. So whenever you have taken excess carbohydrates, meaning you have excess glucose in your body, the liver will extract the excess glucose, remove the excess glucose, and then store it in form of glycogen. So that's why food must be taken to the liver. Again, the liver will destroy excess amino acids. Some of us love proteins. Proteins are good for the body, yes. And proteins are sweet in the mouth. So we love them and we take a lot of meat. We take a lot of eggs. But the one disadvantage with proteins is that they cannot be stored in the body. There is no any form of protein that can be stored in the body. So what happens? What happens is that the excess that you have consumed will be done what? Will be broken down into waste products, and then the remaining will be retained. So all these nutrients are transported to the liver first, and they're transported when dissolved in the plasma. The third one, another transport role, it transports metabolic wastes such as urea, carbon dioxide, and other nitrogenous waste from the site of production to the excretory organs. Like we have said, amino acids are destroyed in the liver. Now, if amino acids are destroyed in the liver, where are they taken to? The amino acids, the excess, are destroyed and used in the formation of urea. And this urea is then transported through the blood to what we call the kidney as an organ. So, the urea is what the kidney uses to form urine. Urea, urine. So again you can see that the plasma is carrying a waste product called urea, formed as a result of a metabolic process in the liver, taking it where? To the kidney, so that it can be eliminated from the body. The plasma also transports a small percentage of CO2 in dissolved form from where? From the body tissues to the lungs, the site where they are. Now, the fourth role is the transportation of hormones from the endocrine glands to the target organs. So we have hormones, and those hormones, they normally bring changes in the body. They are secreted by what we call the gutless glands within the body. They are released into the blood, and then the blood carries them to where they are required. So those ones are transported through the blood plasma. Now, next time we will continue with the roles of the plasma, because we have not covered all of them. And let us meet in the Google Classroom later on. Thank you for listening.